moving forward in the last kind of test for clash detection, I need to go to folder number 4 and open up 03 clashes Naviswork file. Okay, so you can see here much more elements inside the model, and in this file there's already 4 tests that are created. Okay, we have all the tests have not been run yet, so we're going to run one of the clashes, and the clash that we're going to run is the 4th one, ducks, and if you expand it's actually ducks against structural columns. That's already pre-created in this file, so go ahead, right click on ducks underscore structural columns, press run, and you should see 4 clashes being identified here. Okay, so if you go ahead and click on each individual row, you will notice that, you know what, they are actually at the same location. Okay, all these 4 clashes are at the same location, and they are clash between particularly this object over here. Okay, this structural column here that runs through most of the ducts. Okay, and there can be this is a scenario where you might want to, instead of reporting it as 4 clashes, you might want to identify them as one single clash. In order to do that, okay, I'm going to click on clash 1, hold the shift key and click on clash 4, right click and use group. Okay, so when you group your clashes, you can see that they are indented, and once you've done that, this is considered one clash instead of 4 clashes. Okay, so if you find that the conflicts are at a location where they are close to each other, or if you find that the conflict is one particular object against multiple objects, that's when you can go ahead and group them up, so that instead of saying that there's 4 clashes in this model, there's actually only 1 clashes in this model because of one particular element that is causing the 4 clashes, and we really don't want to report it as 4 clashes. Okay, so just click on and highlight multiple clashes, right click, hit the group button. That's how you group clashes and report them as one single clash. Okay. And I'm going to teach you how you can assign. So there's these clashes here in this file, and we're going to assign these clashes to individuals. Okay, how do you assign to individuals here? Before we run the before we assign the clash to individuals, I'm going to teach you how you can explode the clash as well. So these again are 4 clashes represented by 1, but in case you want to revert it to be known as 4 individual pieces of clash, right click and explode the group. Okay, that will return it as 4 individual clash. So let's assume that we have 4 clashes to distribute among the people involved in this project. They're the responsible party for fixing these errors. Okay, let's go ahead and click clash 1, and if you want to assign a person, click on assign. And this assignment doesn't have a drop down list, which means that you basically need to type the name. So it can be, let's name it person A, person 1. Okay, and you can just type anything you want. You can describe, it's not compulsory, but you can use it to describe the clash, or you want to write down your proposed solution, you can do it here. But I'm just going to write person 1, press OK, and I'm just going to expand it a bit. Okay, here. And I'm going to click on clash 2, assign, and I'm just going to assign this as maybe person 1 again. Okay, and so for clash 3 and 4, I'm going to assign to person 2. Assigned to person 2. So clash 1 and 2 is assigned to person 1, clash 3 and 4 is assigned to person number 2. And one feature that you can sort the clash by, which is very useful, let's say you want to find clashes that are specifically for individual. Maybe you want to figure out how many clashes are being assigned to person number 1. To do that, okay, we know that person number 1 has 2 clashes, 1 and 2. All you need to do is right click in one of these 2 rows. Okay, and you see this option, quick filter by, and you have 3 options: status, assignment, and level. We can just choose assign it to person 1, and you will see that now only 2 clashes are shown. There's no clash 3 and clash 4, and the reason why is because we're filtering to person number 1. We are concerned with what are issues and responsibility that's given to person number 1. Okay, so let's say you have already filtered and gathered your information. Use the clear quick filter. Okay, and you can see here there's also elements, clashes that are on level 2, level 2, level 3, level 1. So assuming that you want to find all clashes in the model pertaining to a particular level, for this instance, let's find all clashes in level 2. Okay, so clash 1 and clash 2 are in level 2. Just right click on the names column, quick filter by, level equals level 2. You will see the results that only clashes that are on level 2 are shown. Clear quick filter, And the last one that you can quick filter by is by status, but there's really no point at this point in time because everything is new status, right? Everything is a new clash that we just found. Okay, so this is how you can use the quick filter button. Of course, if you want to find clashes on different levels, for example level 3, you need to right click on the row that says level 3, otherwise you do not have the option. As you can see, level is level 3. If you right click over here, you're going to say level equals level 2, which is a difference. Where you point your mouse and do the right click, there's a difference of the results that you will get. And right now I'm going to show you a different report feature in Naviswork. Okay, so we have 4 clashes here and we have assigned to 2 different individuals. Go to report, and here instead of HTML I want you to change it to viewpoints. So there's different formats that you can use here. XML is an Excel file. HTML we have done it in the previous training videos. It's open up in browser, and now we're going to use as viewpoints. Viewpoints, as you know, is views inside Naviswork, right? 3D views inside Naviswork. Okay, go ahead and let me just, before we go ahead, I'm just going to open up the panel first. Say viewpoints panel, they're open, so we only have these 2 folders at this point in time. Click on write report. You can see ducks_structural columns. Click on the plus icon, clash number 1, clash 2, 3, and 4. Let me see why I can't see the elements here. Okay, before you press write report, I'm just going to delete this one because I made a mistake here. You need to click on preserve results highlighting. Okay, and by doing so, whatever you see when you were clicking in the results, each cell, each row, it will maintain the original position. Okay, that's why we need to tick this. Then we write report, and right now, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are the same visuals that we had initially. Now coming back to the results tab, I want you to group all the clashes together, and we're just going to name this as clash 1. And now, since we have grouped all the clashes together, we're going to try to write a report again to see if there is any difference. Okay, go to report, and I need you to make sure that this says this the section option here is group headers only. Okay, and go ahead and this should be viewpoints, no change, preserve result highlighting, no change, write report. And now when you do that, a new folder is created. Click on the plus icon, click on clash 1. You can see clash 1 dash overview. So instead of reporting as 4 individual clash, there is only 1 clash. Okay, so there's the difference between grouping and non-grouping. If you group them, they will be shown as 1 single viewpoints. If you choose not to group them, then they will show as separate viewpoints here. Okay, so that is essentially the purpose of the group. And there's some other options here that says include only filtered results. Just now we filtered by level 2, just now we filtered by personnels. As long as once you filter, for example, let me explode this here. Okay, right click and quick filter by person 1. As long as you don't click this button, clear quick filter, if you only want to export an issue pertaining to a single user, you can go ahead and click report and use this include only filtered results. Alright, report here, you can see dark structural column assigned to person 1, plus icon, clash 1, clash 2. Okay, so that will be it for clash detection. This is the end of module number 2, and we will move on to module number 3 in the next video, learning to create construction sequence. And if you have learned something new, I hope you give this video a like, and see you in the next one.